Welcome back, everyone. Today we're playing Ultimate General Civil War once again. Today we'll be fighting the Battle of Perryville. This took place in Kentucky, and we'll be fighting against Braxton Bragg, who is the Army of Tennessee, and he's going to be trying to come up and capture this. If we win this battle, we will have most likely driven the Confederates out of the state of Kentucky. This is sometimes known as the Battle of Kentucky because it essentially did win the war, in Kentucky at least. Definitely not anywhere else. But anyway, it forced the Confederates to withdraw to Tennessee after this. So definitely stopped the push that the Southern forces were trying to do into the actual heartland. What am I going to do? I'm going to just get some skirmishers moving. And we're not going to break out every skirmish unit like I did in the last battle. I just didn't find that particularly useful. Some skirmishers are great. Everybody having skirmishers out just is too much. It's just not necessary. Alright, the artillery's moving up to here because I think that'll be in good range. Our job is to hold the crossroads, is what it said in the instructions, so I'm assuming the enemy may not be here yet, but they should be advancing from some direction. I have no clue which one. So, we're going to go ahead and figure out, if we can, where they are. And we'll use Pegram skirmishers over here. Now, is there a defensive position we can put everything in? I'm going to go ahead and get course and danger close set up actually on the objective. McCord is still back there, and for some reason Ward is moving this direction, so I'm just going to go ahead and get Woods on the objective as well. Just because I'm going to basically try to build a circle, and I'm going to use the tactic that the United States used in Korea. I'm going to form a circle on the objective, and then I'm going to use my artillery. Alright, the rebels are attacking us. Oh, from this direction. So I actually may not form a circle now that I know where the enemy is. I'm going to go ahead and get Durrell, and we're going to use the skirmishers to attempt to hold this crossing. And I'll send Durrell skirmishers. Okay, yeah, the enemy is definitely going to be up here. So I'll go ahead and send Durrell up into these woods. I don't know that we may actually become to a situation where we are going to be surrounded. I don't know for a fact. Yeah, definitely going to have to deal with the enemy moving up on us from all directions. I'm going to call back all of the skirmishers. We're going to form along this road. I'll have Preston there, Durrell here. This unit will form here. Iron Brigade move up to here. Pegram move up to here. Loomis will move into these woods. Walton will move here. What? Oh. Our skirmisher unit is not going to be allowed to surrender. I don't allow my units to surrender. That's unacceptable. You fight till you die, or you don't, that's it. There is no surrendering to the enemy. But it looks like they didn't, so we're in fairly decent shape. I want to get this artillery battery up here as well. And I'll send these skirmishers back to their group and move the commander in onto the objective, as well as our supplies. Okay, we have 2 infantry units here dealing with the enemy skirmishers. We'll get off 2 volleys on them at least. As soon as they reform, I'll send them in to meet with Durrell. Alright, here's what we're going to do. Guys, form up there. Iron Brigade, form a line here. Now, admittedly, we're in a bit of a position that I don't like, because we don't have... I should have not undeployed all of the skirmishers, but I'll put Pegram skirmishers here. I'm going to deploy McCord and Ward on the actual objective to try to... the enemy is going to attempt to cross behind us, so I just changed my mind. Okay, I've changed all of my mind again, and I am going to attempt to develop basically a circle. because I do not know where the enemy is coming from. So I'm going to form kind of a U shape. We'll use this portion of the river we won't have. Okay, so as you can see, we've definitely developed a very interesting sort of defensive perimeter. Should anything fail, we'll be in trouble. We don't have, but I don't think the enemy will attack as strongly on all sides. What is their cover? 35, 38, 27, not that great. Okay. Oh, Rhodes finally has good cover. Okay, Pegram will form here, and Loomis will form here. Kind of, I don't anticipate the enemy being in that position, and then I'm going to send Pegram skirmishers into the center just to kind of help hold the line. Our artillery is in close range. I don't know what type it is exactly. We got ordnance, those are long-range guns. We've got howitzers, which are very destructive. We've got 6-pounders, which we've captured so many of, I built a few extra units. Okay, for some reason Preston is not formed up the way I wanted him to, and Loomis needs to form here. Pegram, come on, and Walton will form here. That will work. We now have a kind of a three-sided, bit of a problem here. Preston is going to have to reform to deal with across the river. Preston has been wounded. Okay, we're in a little bit of a difficult situation. I'm going to send the skirmishers to just kind of harass across the river. Hopefully our artillery, as well as Ward for some reason. Preston is collapsing. I'm going to send St. Renegade down to support Preston. Rhodes is out of position, so I'm going to move him down here. Actually, I'll just move him here. Iron Brigade, yeah, we're in good shape. I'm going to order Durrell's skirmishers to move back to him. Preston will reform, I'm sure. As soon as he does, I'm going to send him into the line right here. What are you doing, Loomis? I told you to stay there. Now, we have an hour and 45 minutes roughly left on the clock. Durrell is taking a beating. I gotta get... Preston needs to reform. Preston has reformed. And I'm going to move Rhodes down here because I feel this is where the enemy is going to make its biggest stand against us. Enemy cavalry is coming towards us. That 6-pounder is going to do a number on the enemy cavalry if they get off their shot. They didn't use the type of artillery shell I thought they would. Horse is of course firing, and he's using 6-pounders. So we've got 2 6-pounder batteries, an ordnance battery, and a howitzer battery. I'm just moving Rhodes into position because I anticipate the enemy. Ah, there we see. There's what I was suspecting. Loomis is going to tuck in here. I'm going to actually move this artillery battery back because I'm a bit concerned that I'm going to take a charge on this flank. The enemy, as you can see in the little mini-map, does have units on all sides of us. So, yeah. I have actually used the old U.S. tactic from the Korean War and from Vietnam too, to a certain extent. We pick a hill, or in this case the objective, and we just stay on it no matter what. Durrell is collapsing under what is becoming excessively dangerous fire. I'm going to move course. I'm moving all the artillery because I think this is where they're going to make their major push. I only see one unit here. I see skirmishers and 3 or 4 infantry lines. these skirmishers can rejoin their group. Rhodes will have to deal with this issue. Alright, so Preston is going to be... Stop firing at the skirmishers, they're useless. Okay, the enemy is attacking Walton, and so we're going to move McCord to assist. I hear a charge sound effect. I'm not sure, I think it's them. I don't know why they would charge. Okay, we're firing across the river. Preston, charge at this unit. I don't charge, I mean fire. Okay, Dural, reform in the back. I'm reforming into the circle because I see an enemy charging across the river, and I'm afraid my artillery doesn't make for danger to be there because his battery is too, it's ordnance cannon. I forget where we captured those, but we did capture them. Or maybe I got them as a reward. Okay, fantastic. Dural fire at this unit. As they are in the river is the time to fire. Glad I pulled the artillery back. It's definitely not this flank that we're worried about. Walton's doing really well. But I am going to move him into this position so that he can turn and protect the artillery should we need to. Okay, the artillery's getting off point-blank shots. The enemy is falling back under a general rout. Ward is ready to attack should they come that direction. I don't know who these are, but we definitely have had one unit break. Most likely a skirmish unit. Powell is breaking and running back. We have an hour left on the clock. Speed things up a bit and wait for developments. I see Preston getting ready to break. Form Rhodes back up here. Get Dural ready to go in. Form Ward to fight here. Pull McCord here, and I will leave Walton there, of course. Preston is broken. Okay, so Ward is going to... Walton and Dural will cross to deal with this sudden gap in the lines. I am going to pull back the commander slightly. He can also buff the morale on this side. Okay, McCord is forming up. We have exactly 1 hour on the clock. Things are looking pretty good. I don't foresee us losing the position. Our artillery is wasting its shots firing at skirmishers, so I'm going to redirect that. Alright, the enemy is advancing. Dural. I'm going to have Rhodes deal with this. Walton will continue dealing with this problem here. And our skirmishers are, of course, ready. Our artillery is just going to town. Ah, Preston reformed here. I'm going to, since he's already crossed the river, try something. Now, the enemy could be forming up to do another attack, so I'm going to kind of... try something. I'm going to keep this line reinforced. I don't anticipate them moving down from here, but they are moving that unit over there. So as Powell moves to back up Polk and Smith, they may come down. So at the moment, although Hansen is taking a beating, alright, if Preston gets across the river, we're in good shape. Rhodes is firing, and that's keeping Jones tied down. Artillery is just going to town on them. We'll form up on the flank here, and things are going to get better. Much, 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 much better. Looks like Brown is breaking. And as he breaks, Hansen is going to charge. Jones is falling back, most likely because Preston is pressing forward. I'm going to stop the charge. Order them to just prepare to do another charge. Going to form Walton to hold their position. Look at how much artillery has landed in this position. I know the enemy has artillery out there, so we will be dealing with that shortly. Dural will form up, and we're not gonna advance too much. All right, Jones is gonna take a volley from Preston, and well, they've exchanged volleys. Hansen needs to fall back. We could press the attack. It would not be an issue. But I'm afraid I don't want to overextend myself. My objective is to hold the position, not destroy the enemy forces entirely. I mean, I like doing that, but it's not our objective. I'm going to speed time up again. And the clock is moving faster. For the most part, you know, things have gone great. Ward has killed no one and has had no one die. So, I mean, fantastic results there. I mean, who's going to argue with no deaths, no kills? I could argue with no kills. That is a bit of a problem. Also, Walton is running all over the place, and I want to pull him back. I think we're facing 2 corps because I see 2 supply wagons, which tends to indicate that we're facing 2 entire corps. All right, we've got 15 minutes on the clock. Time is going by rather fast. The enemy has stopped pressing. I think it's relatively safe to say the enemy realizes they cannot win, so they're not going to waste any troops. However, that sounded like I was thinking I was going to waste troops, but I'm not. I'm going to do is charge Jones with 2 entire regiments and see if I can capture them. It's always fun to capture an enemy unit. Oh, the battle's over before we have a chance to. All right, so we deployed 25,000 troops, and the enemy deployed 22,262 infantry. When I say troops, I mean infantry. They also had cavalry. We did not, but we did have more guns. They lost only about 200 troops more, 211 troops more than us, it looks like. And we lost 2 guns. They lost nothing. So, I mean, we did have some casualties that I did not anticipate. Let's look at the goals. We accomplished our goals, of course, and units. Their best unit was Adams, and our best unit was Preston, which is a bit surprising. Durrell, of course, in the top. I knew that would be the case because he did a fantastic job holding that line. Rhodes gets a promotion, as Preston got wounded. So, okay, probably won't see Preston in battle again. Again, we captured more of the infields, which is fantastic. I'll use them to beef up our army before the next major battle. We have 1 more skirmish, and then we fight the next major battle, which I'm not sure what it's called. But anyway, about it's going to be a fun battle. So, I hope you enjoyed watching this. If you did, consider hitting the like button. And if you want to see more of this, hit the subscribe button. Anyway, about it, thank you so much for watching.